Now, one thing to take note of, drag and tension can make a difference when opening your side plates. So sometimes it's better to back them off for easier accessibility. Manganese brass main pinion gear, you see that it's large there, kind of a funnel shape, tapers down to the front. Hey, what's going on, guys? AJ Gore here, and I'm back with another comparison video. And this time, we're gonna take the Crixus reel, this one being the Dark Star, and we're gonna look at the MegaJaws, this one being the 9:1 ratio, and we're gonna break them down. But we're not gonna just break down the Dark Star versus the 9:1. We're gonna look at the whole different gambit of Crixus series reels and even combos, and the MegaJaws with the different color coding and applications. So it's been pretty fun. We've been out here on a pond doing some kayaking, and it's been pretty good today. So I'm gonna get back out there. KastKing lures with the red tips have really been killing it. So let's get out there, let's take a look at it, and let's break these down and what makes them different, what makes them better or not as good, or what you may see as valuable to you in this video breakdown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We've got the Crixus and we've got the MegaJaws. Now this is the red high-speed gear ratio. It's the 9:1. And the Crixus that we're going to be using as our example today is going to be the Dark Star 7:2:1. These are my personal reels. As you can see, I do use them quite a bit. They are rigged up. I've been doing some pond hopping, as we already know. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the line on them, take the reels off so we can get a little bit better perception of what we're talking about. All right. So those are cut, gone, off. Let's go ahead and take these reels off and get to brass tacks. All right, so let's get it started and let's talk about the Crixus right off the bat firsthand. The Crixus actually comes, it's a pretty cool setup, and it comes in several different options and different availabilities. And when I mean that, I don't mean in just a baitcaster. So this guy right here, the Dark Star, it's available in a 7:2:1 gear ratio, but it also comes in the Sea Spray, which is kind of a seafoam green color, as well as the Glacier White, which is obviously a white color. Now, the body pretty much looks exactly the same, everything like that, but it's just your coloring is a little different. Your handles will match the actual color of the body. Now, the Glacier White and the Sea Spray come in a 6:5:1 gear ratio, where the Dark Star, this guy right here, comes in a 7:2:1 gear ratio. So, similar to the MegaJaws, it does come in different ratios. But the colors don't exactly represent the ratios like we'll talk about in the MegaJaws. Now, some of the different options that you can get in the Crixus lineup, not just in a baitcaster. They also come in a spinning reel, as you can see with this this would be an example of the coloring of the Glacier White. But it only comes in the white coloring for the spinning reel. Will they come out with different options for colors down the road? Maybe, maybe not. If you think so, maybe you should write a letter. Maybe you should make some comments. Hashtag it. Who knows? We might see some different color options. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not. In the Crixus lineup for a spinning reel. But it also comes, the Crixus lineup comes with rods. So you can also get the Crixus lineup in a rod here, which is a true IM6 graphite blank. But we're not talking about rods. We're not talking about spinning reels. We're talking about baitcasters and the differences between these two. But one last thing that the Crixus is also offered in is combination rod and reel setups. So you can order a Crixus in a combo with a reel in a baitcaster on a rod, or a spinning reel on a rod as a combo. So those are some of the things that are offered in the Crixus lineup that's not offered, and set it apart from the MegaJaws. Kind of cool if you ask me. Okay, so let's set this aside and talk about the MegaJaws. Now the MegaJaws comes in 4 different colors that indicate a difference in ratios, kind of like we saw in the Royale Legend Elite series. Where in the Royale Legend Elite series, you had a white reel indicating your slowest speed. In the MegaJaws, you see it as a silver reel. So the silver reel, not shown here, comes in at a 5:4:1 gear ratio. The blue, which was also blue in the Royale Legend Elite, comes in your 6-speed or a 6:5:1 ratio. The black, a 7:2:1, and as you can see right here in this MegaJaws we're using as an example, comes in a 9:1:1. Now that's up there with the Speed Demon Pro, the Speed Demon Elite that's coming soon, which is a 10:5:1. 9:1:1 is still an amazingly fast ratio, and you can seriously burn. So this reel right here falls in that category of a very high speed ratio reel in great company in the Speed Demon Pro and the new Speed Demon Elite that is coming soon. So some of the cool features about a color-coded gear ratio that set these reels apart from the Crixus series is, like we said, they are color-coded because of gear ratio. Well, how is that beneficial to you? Well, if you happen to have all four in the series, the silver, the blue, the black, the red, 5:4:1, 6:5:1, 7:2:1, and 9:1:1. Now you can have them set up on a rod setup, ready to go, baited on the deck of your boat, in your kayak, or if you drag them around on the bank. You can actually work certain actions, have different things happen, and quickly make an adjustment and grab a different combo setup and know exactly what ratio you're grabbing that quick, just because of color setup. So where a lot of reels are black or a lot of reels are gray or whatnot, you could actually have to take a minute to take a look and say, okay, I've got that reel and it's that gear ratio and it's got that line. With the MegaJaws, and as we saw in the Royale Legend Elite, they are color-coded, indicating their gear ratios for quick transitioning. That is awesome for a tournament angler or a really serious weekend warrior. Okay, so here we are side to side. Now we've got them. We've talked about some of the different things as far as gear ratios go. Let's talk about ball bearings. Now, in the MegaJaws, this guy right here, sorry about the boat rash. These guys are used. They are my reels that I use frequently. These reels right here come in an 11+1 double shielded stainless steel ball bearing setup. All of them do. From the silver, blue, black, red, they are all going to be double shielded stainless steel ball bearings. That's going to make them saltwater friendly in all models. Now, I cannot say the same for the Crixus lineup. The Crixus lineup is going to come in the Sea Star as well as the Glacier White in a 5+1 shielded ball bearing. And in the Dark Star, this one right here, it's coming in a 7+1 shielded ball bearing. Now, a lot of people believe the more ball bearings, the better. That's not entirely true, and that's not entirely false. A lot of it comes down into engineering and design. This one here, coming into a 11+1 double shielded stainless ball bearing. Then you also have the 7+1 ball bearings. Both great options, both perform smooth as can be. Are you a bearing counter or are you not a bearing counter? Let's go ahead and crack both of these reels open. As you can see, we do have a dial here, and this is a 10 position on both of these here. Both of them have a 10 position adjustment on the dial for your brakes. Now, let's crack them open and take a look. All right, so one thing to take note of in the MegaJaws, in order to crack open the side casing to take a look at the brakes, your latch is on the front, where on the Crixus, this guy right here, it is in the back. Now, one thing to take note of, drag and tension can make a difference when opening your side plates. So sometimes it's better to back them off for easier accessibility. If you got those guys winched down tight, you might struggle getting your side plates off, and that goes for a lot of reels on the market. So with the MegaJaws as well as the Crixus lineup, now whether this is any color in the ratio or the options of MegaJaws or any of the color schemes in the Crixus series, no matter what, you have an 8 magnet system. Now, both of these are an 8 magnet system. Similar magnetic braking system in the MegaJaws as the Crixus. If you ask me, they both perform pretty much the same. I used them both. As you could tell, they were on rods that I was using on my last trip. They work very well. They adjust pretty much the same. I am very happy with them. They are very powerful. So you have an 8 powerful magnetic braking system with a 10-click adjustment. Now, one thing to take note of, they also have like a half click in those adjustments, both of them. So you can actually fine-tune both of these options exceptionally well, from the MegaJaws to the Crixus. 10-click adjustment with half clicks, as well as both offering a 8 powerful magnetic braking system. This one unlocks from the front, where this one will unlock from the back end or the rear of the reel. So let's talk about drag on these two reels. Both of them are offering a star style drag. Now, if I gotta give an award to stunning appearance, well, it's kind of a toss-up. The MegaJaws series has a CNC machine cutout on their handle. You've got a black aluminum handle with this CNC cutout right here, exposing the aluminum material on both the star drag as well as the handle. That is a very gorgeous look. Now, on the Crixus, you don't have that. You have more of a plainer looking handle that's just powder coated. But on the back side, you have this little accent on the reel. It's not really part of the drag, but when you look at the drag, you see it. So, if you ask me, if you had that setup on both reels and this handle on both reels, that'd be a win-win, but you don't. So, if you really like this handle, it's found on the MegaJaws. So if you actually like that accent that's on the actual base of the reel and where the handle mounts into the drag, that's found on the Crixus. I would love to see them incorporate both of it in future designs, but you got to pick one. Are you a MegaJaws person or a Crixus person by design? So, but as far as the drag goes, you have a basic star drag on both. Both look pretty similar to a lot of reels we've seen in the past. They are good looking on both options. I prefer this type of drag over this one. What do you prefer? Now, both do click, audible clicks, very good, easy adjustment on your drag on both options. Now, where they are different, the Crixus comes in a 4-disc carbon drag system, where the MegaJaws in all series come in a triple disc carbon drag system. Now, this one is 4 discs of carbon drag. This one has 3 discs of carbon drag. Both of them boasting 17.6 pounds of fish fighting drag. Would you rather have 4 carbon discs to split up the load, or do you feel that 3 discs of carbon drag is enough for that 17.6 pounds of drag to disperse the load evenly? One feature that both of these reels have in common is the actual wide line guide, kind of a funnel system. You see that it's large there, kind of a funnel shape, tapers down to the front. Both of these reels offer that. Now, if you're having a hard time getting a visual of this, let me set this apart. Let me do a little drawing for you. We're going to say that this represents your spool design, okay? Now, on your worm gear, you have your line guide, and where I'm going to draw 2, a reel only comes with 1. Traditional reels have a straight guide, where the Crixus as well as the MegaJaws has a tapered or a funneled guide, where this is going to come in as a benefit. When you have line on your reel and line is spooling off, let's say it's coming off this way and coming into here, right here is a friction point or a drag point. So that line, as it's moving back and forth, coming off the spool, as well as your line is moving on the worm gear, you can see resistance right in this area, right here, happening. Now, in the Crixus, as well as the MegaJaws, it has that wide tapered funnel, which you see in a lot more of your higher end, more elite reels. Now, both reels offer this. So as your line's coming off, and as this is moving back and forth, that wider taper is going to allow for a smoother transition through that line guide. The less resistance, the smoother it's going to feed off, the farther the cast, the more controlled cast, and the better the accuracy. If you ask me, that's a win-win for both reels. Since I've already got my dry erase marker out, let's put it to use. All right, so the MegaJaws, this guy right here, we're going to say this is your spool. Now, it is going to have a pretty good amount of line availability on it. The spool is not a very large spool, but it will still hold a large amount of line. That much to be exact. Now, the Crixus, on the other hand, this guy here, is offering a very large U-shaped spool. So this guy right here, I know I'm not giving much room, but it offers a lot more line capacity. So if you're after a very large line capacity, the Crixus boasts quite a bit of line capacity. So let's talk about cosmetics. Both of these are great looking reels. Now the MegaJaws is offered in a graphite frame, which is making it pretty lightweight, and is also a beautiful, beautiful scheme. Now you're gonna see that you have a toothy design here on the actual chassis or frame. Again, it's a graphite frame with a beautiful, beautiful setup. You can get this in the red, the blue, the black, or the silver in color options. They will come with that aluminum handle with the CNC machining on it. You do have some CNC machining on your tension knob. Now your tension knob, it is a click style tension knob, and it is audible, and you will be able to feel that detent, which will hold your tension a lot better, being a detent style. You have the rubberized cork grips with the KastKing logo burned on the grip. That is a pretty cool look if you ask me. So with your rubberized cork grip, black handles with silver accents on the many different color schemes you can go with, representing gear ratios, red, blue, black, or silver, makes your MegaJaws quite a bit of an attractive setup to go with. In the Crixus, we have, in this one particular here, the Dark Star, which is a 7.2-to-1, and it is only offered in the 7.2-to-1 in your black reel. Now this guy right here has got the blue accents with the black handle, as well as the super polymer grip. Now these are great grips, especially when they're wet or dry conditions. When they're wet, they feel even better and tackier. KastKing logo in that super polymer grip, like we've seen in the Speed Demon series. Blue accents, black handle, no CNC machining on the handle, just a solid black handle. And then of course the black accents with the blue accents on the spool there. Now, this one is offered in a white chassis and in a Sea Star or the Seafoam Green. You will have black handles, you will have the black grips, but the color indication, so you have the blue on the Crixus Dark Star, will be blue. On the Seafoam, your grips will be Seafoam Green on the logo there. And on the Glacier White, you will also have the white logo there. White trim, different anodizing, and those are offered in a 6:5-to-1 ratio in the Sea Star or in the Glacier White. This one here represented is the Dark Star, 7:2-to-1. Now, ending this, as far as you get into the internals, both of them are offering brass main gears and pinion gears, but the MegaJaws is offered in a manganese brass main pinion gear with a nickel-coated brass worm gear. It's going to be longer life and better performance. But I can tell you firsthand, both of these reels have been through the ringer and both of them perform exceptionally well. I've caught lots of fish on my Crixus and I've caught quite a few on the MegaJaws. I'll be honest, caught more on the Crixus, but I can't say it was the reel that made the difference. It was just the lucky one that caught the majority of the fish. But both have had some torture. Which one's right for you? A lot of options. So let's count them down. Crixus offered in quite a few different options. It comes in baitcasters, 2 of them coming in a 6:5-to-1 ratio, offered in the white, which is going to be your Glacier White, or in your Sea Spray, which is like a Seafoam Green. Or you have the Dark Star, which is a 7:2-to-1 ratio, and as you can see here, black with blue accents. In the MegaJaws, you can get it in red, as shown here, 9:1, or a 9:1-to-1 gear ratio, black, 7:2-to-1, blue, 6:5-to-1, or silver, 5:4-to-1. And that ends the gambit of MegaJaws. Now jumping back over the Crixus, if you want it in a spinning reel, you can get them in a spinning reel, only available in white as of right now. And you can get a Crixus rod. Those are pretty awesome. The rods are offered in both spinning as well as bait casting. Now, with both reels, they are both offered in a right-hand or left-hand profile. I'm right-handed, so as you can see with my personal reels, I'm showing you right-handed reels. The Crixus lineup comes in a 5+1 shielded ball bearing in the Glacier White or the Sea Spray, and a 7+1 ball bearing in the Dark Star, like shown here. Now, in all of the MegaJaws, those all come in 11+1 double shielded stainless steel ball bearings, in all of them, from silver, blue to black to red. So there's no diversity there, no change in your bearing count, as you see in the Crixus model. The Crixus model comes with a 4-disc carbon drag system boasting 17.6 pounds of drags, where the MegaJaws comes with a triple disc also showing 17.6 pounds of drag, and yes, that is a carbon drag. Both of them have 8 powerful magnetic braking system, and both of them have the 10 position with the middle position or half clicks on the brake system there, and both adjustable from the outside. CNC machine spools on both of them, the Crixus having the larger spool, MegaJaws still has a pretty large spool. Both of them offering the wide line guide or funnel shape LFTV technology for that better, less resistance, smoother transition of line feeding off your spool. Super polymer grips on the handles of the Crixus and the rubberized cork with the burnt looking KastKing logo. Carbon infused nylon frame for the Crixus and a graphite frame for the MegaJaws, and both of them offering a brass gear system. So a lot of great options in the MegaJaws as well as Crixus series. Man, I tell you what, guys, you can't go wrong with either one you choose, but if you got to choose one, it is a little bit of a tough decision. Well, guys, it's been a fun day out here on the pond, and actually a pretty fun breakdown. I hope some of the different points that I've brought up and shown you in this video breakdown is going to help you figure out which one of these reels is going to be right for you. The MegaJaws with the 4 different color codings and the different gear ratios, or the Crixus series that also comes in combos, spinning reels, and with rod options. A lot of cool different things to choose from, a lot of different options that you guys can take your pick on. Hopefully one of these ring true for you, and you guys will be able to jump on KastKing.com or Amazon and pick up your new favorite reel. Well, guys, I hope this video helped you out. It's been a fun day on the pond, and actually a pretty fun breakdown between the MegaJaws and the Crixus. And I'm gonna go ahead and just pass the camera.